What's up, guys? Welcome to the transparency. Before I was going to go to bed here, come on in. Don't be scared. I am introducing casts. This is the unclassified Cellular Analysis Survey Team Policy Guide. Yeah, it is. Anyways, this is from 2018. Then it was updated and reviewed in 2021. And what I was looking at is we'll start right here. You guys can, if you guys remember, maybe I'll put a link in the community page, but take a look at this. Number 2.4. Cellular Analysis Survey Team trained professional staff. CAS trained professional staff are assigned at FBI headquarters or the designated FOs and have gone through the basic historical cell site analysis course and the advanced historical cell site analysis course. CAS trained professional staff can provide support and initial preliminary analysis for investigations. A CAS asset oversees this work. So this means that whatever Payne was talking about, a CAS asset oversees this work and is ultimately responsible for the final analysis and for providing expert testimony. This 2.4 March at the end of the month, and then one in June. And Taylor was waiting to get back, like who this FBI person was. You guys remember all that? So this person would have assisted Payne, right? But they ultimately are responsible. Right here. A CAS asset oversees this work and is ultimately responsible for the final analysis. Now, let's take a look. Based on my training experience and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of the investigation. Oh, wait, not that one. Where's this fucking CAS shit? Okay. On page 17. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, investigators received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the account was opened in June. After consulting with CAS SA, investigators were able to determine estimated locations. Now, this is my question, is in Pennsylvania, they have different laws. And so when Brian Kohlberger was in Pennsylvania, was he being monitored via his cell? So they said that they were watching him in real time. So I'm curious about how that would work. Did they have to obtain, did they just do everything through Idaho? Because then he goes into Pennsylvania. And I'm curious if he was allowed to be monitored. It would be a different state. That'd be something to ask someone like Bella's friend, John, if he would have to go get a different, because they said that they were just monitoring him in real time with his phone. In fact, that's what the Pennsylvania State Police said. Let's see. Oh, they'd have to have warrants in PA, wouldn't they? Thought, I would think that they would have to have it. PA would. Let me see something really quick here, though. When they arrested him in Pennsylvania, members of CAST are certified with FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical. Yep. Additionally, the FBI CAST special agent that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law and enforcement experience, which includes 6 years. Yep. But how did they involve them? From information provided from CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations. That wording right there is like, why would it be like he was able to determine estimated locations? Like, why wouldn't the CAST guy just be doing this? Doesn't make any sense to me. I showed his warrants and docs from Pennsylvania to my defendant attorney friend. He found errors. Well, because I'm all interested in these 24 ways that we got 24 problems. So I looked New Orleans lady helping out, looking into this CAST shit. And oopsies. Let's look at this a little further. This is the Hidden Vault, 25 pages. The CAST provides FBI FOs with access to a group of highly trained and well-equipped personnel who conduct cellular analysis and cellular network surveys. Processes and procedures. Cellular analysis survey team training and certification. CAST asset training is separated into 3 stages. Each stage must be completed in its entirety prior to moving on to the next stage of training. All CAST assets must successfully complete the certification process. The CAST certification process can be reviewed. The goal of CAST training is to produce members who are experts in the field of historical cellular analysis and are competent in the use of network radio frequency. CAST skills are perishable and must be reinforced through ongoing training and active casework to continue to develop a knowledge base and expertise. Additionally, the technology involved in the field, I would just think that it would always be rapidly evolving. Yes, exactly. And all CAST members must continually be updated and trained in these areas to maintain expert level knowledge and effectively analyze and exploit mobile devices and networks. CAST assets are required to receive annual annual training, including updates from major cell service providers. CAST management will document in an electronic communication to file those candidates who have successfully completed the CAST certification program and who are deemed ready to perform. Yeah, daddy. Certified CAST assets must maintain their status by participating in continual training and annual coordination meetings in order to remain in good standings with CAST. CAST trained professional staffs are provided both basic and advanced level courses. You have to at least commit to 3 years of service in support of the CAST program. All members are expected. So how did Payne, like the FBI, just like, here, you can have one of our CAST members? I'm just curious how that all went. We have somebody in Idaho, so here you go. Again, what is up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? You guys just laying in bed? PA had big money funneled into stingrays. Hello, y'all just listening on the sidelines. Oh, I'm just doing some reading, and I thought I would take you along with me on this. Hi, Boston. I gotta send you something. We've always said that it was a gated community, and depending on how they pass by there. I just can't wait for the person to take the stand who actually took the trash. Who's meal prepping? Yeah, eating ice cream, good. A lot of ice cream eaters. Good for you guys. Eat your ice cream. Have your cake and eat it too. National assets must also have access to quarterly firearms training, ethics and legal training, and all other mandatory training requirements. All non-supervisory personnel conducting CAST-related work must record their time to relevant investigative classifications and further utilize time utilization and record keeping. Okay, so Turk, so there would be we have some processing vouchers and third-party draft documents, including travel requests. You never know where you can find a mistake here. Travel requests. Request for travel and computer equipment. Periodically, the CATS unit will canvass. Oh. Canvas. EC will list required critical elements, including successfully attending basic. Okay. Listing specific examples in which the candidate has utilized techniques to exploit cellular telephones, such as Cellbrite device, pen registers, Title IIIs, and conducting historical reviews of CDRs. So they want people that can do manual extractions of cell. Yeah. And pen registers, Title IIIs. Wow. The CAST unit recognizes the fact that CAST field assets are part-time and they are duly assigned to their respective FOs. TFOs who wish to be considered for cast must have the concurrency of the agency heads of their respective agencies as well. Okay. In addition to TFOs, agency must commit to allowing the TFOs to serve at least 3 years. Okay. Selection. Periodically, the CASI will canvass for new national assets. Okay. Cost transfers, national asset supply. Okay. Legal guidance. The guidance discussed below varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. The guidance provided is consistent with the majority of jurisdictions and is current only as of the publication date of this PGCast. Assets should be familiar with the legal process required to obtain records within their districts. I knew it. So, for example, when they wanted the historical data of Brian Kohlberger in June of 2022, he was in Pennsylvania. Okay. And then he is in Washington whenever he moves there, in July, the beginning. And then, he's back in PA, in December of 2022. So interesting. Assets must coordinate with their supporting chief, division councils, officers. Okay. 4.5.1. Historical cell site records. Historical cell site records do not provide cellular device location in real time. Oh, shit, man. It quit. You guys just read that? I'm still reading up on cell site simulators. That could prevent calls from going through. Yes. This is sketchy as fuck. I know, did you guys just like to nerd with me? Here we go. We're nerding on. Again, historical cell site records do not provide cellular device location in real time. The provider ordinarily collects and maintains records of which tower and sector the device utilized to communicate with the tower. The Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA, controls disclosure of this information. Production of historical and prospective cell site and sector information may be compelled by a court order under 18 United States Code USC Section 8. Okay, to cast assets coordinated as needed with that all legal requirements are met. Cell site and sector information is discussed in subsections. Interesting. Law enforcement may receive cell site data. Cell site data is different than global positioning system information, GPS. To obtain cell site data, which is, I believe, what they did to get the 3 to 5. Okay. As part of this investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilize cellular towers. Let's see. To obtain cell site data information on a prospective basis, the government must, at a minimum, obtain a pen registry, trap, and trace device. High order. Case law on this issue is mixed, however, and some courts have required a probable cause showing for prospective cell site data. CAS assets coordinate as needed with the FDA. All legal requirements met within the districts. Cell tower survey is a procedure to measure, map, and characterize the cellular RF environment and includes cell tower locations associated. Strength signal. No court order is required for this purpose because the activity involves passive reception of unencrypted broadcast radio signals that are accessible to the general public, which is authorized. Members of the cast must use commercially available cellular engineering equipment devices to conduct cell tower surveys to prevent the unnecessary disclosure of law enforcement sensitive capabilities. Cellular Analysis Survey Team Investigative Assistance. 4.6. This is what they would have done. And when assisting state, local agencies in investigations that may involve federal crimes or threats to national security. If CAS investigative assistance is provided, the assistance must be provided under the specific file classifications outlined. However, a CAS subfile must be open to maintain all CAS-generated work products. Those non-federal violations include violent acts and shootings occurring at a place of public use, mass killings, serial killings, felony killings of state and local law enforcement officers, felony crimes of violence against travelers. CAS provides investigative assistance to the FBI and other federal, state, local law enforcement partners per the requirements. CAS investigations are prioritized in the following manner: investigations that involve an immediate threat to life, whether FBI initiated it or as an assistance requested by another. Okay, these include but not limited to terrorism threats, homicides. Yep, there you go. FBI investigators. FBI and joint investigations. CAS resources can be used in FBI investigations, including joint operations, when they are necessary for those investigations. When used in FBI investigations, all CAS-generated evidence and discovery items, including final reports, PowerPoint slides, CDRs, tower lists, map point maps, drive test data, subpoenas, and court orders must be serialized, uploaded into the CAS subfile within the appropriate investigative file. CAS subfile must have the assigned CAS asset as the case manager and the case unit, or the CAS unit as the case participant for program administrative purposes. Basically, in a nutshell, Payne would have never been doing this. They do it. CAS does it. They're going to, when you're saying that I consulted, what are you talking about? They don't like you're not able to do any of this. They do it. CAST does it. Lana, you are the that is a problem. This is a big problem, I think. I don't understand how, I mean, you know what the crazier part of it is the report that CAST generated. Look at the discovery request by Ann Taylor. There was nothing ready. Do you understand that the grand jury couldn't have possibly heard from any fucking CAST member because it wasn't there was no report. There was no report. Or was there? There would have been no report. There was no report for the arrest of Brian Koberger. Okay, number one is the date on final report of CAST. I think they might have enough. I don't know for sure. Report, what are those, Lana? I don't know. Do you understand this? Like, this is just wild to me. All of this, though, right here, 4.9.1, Ann Taylor has. Otherwise, it didn't happen. Assisting the intelligence community, CAST may provide investigative assistance to other members. CAST resources can be used in FBI investigations, including joint operations. This would be considered a joint operation. And even if it was just local law enforcement that asked, when they are necessary for those investigations. When used in FBI investigations. All CAST generated evidence and discovery items. Are they going to say this was not an FBI investigation? They can't. All CAST generated evidence and discovery items, including final reports, PowerPoint slides, CDRs, tower list, map, and drive tests, subpoenas, and court orders must be, you're not getting around that. Investigative assistance, including experts, to state, and this is an expert, using investigative methods other than those authorized in assessments must be documented in FD 999 forms, serialized and filed to the appropriate files. FD 999 forms, serialized. Okay. Cellular analysis survey team related testimony, peer review, compliance. One of the factors under federal rules of evidence, FRE 702, in assessing the reliability of scientific or technical testimony offered by an expert is whether the theory or technique has been subjected to peer review and publication. A peer review conducted by another individual in the same field, in this case, another cast asset, contributes towards the reliability of the cast report. So now we're looking at 2. You need a peer review. Holy shit. They don't have that. They only, he only mentions the one cast member. Maybe it's in the report. A peer review conducted by another individual in the same field, in this case, another cast asset, contributes towards the reliability of the cast report. Cast assets must have all trial reports peer reviewed by another certified cast asset. Tolson probably reviewed. Tolson's reviewing it. I heard a lot of people from Bonners Ferry are retiring. Rumor has it. With regard to providing testimony and look up there, apply to all DOJ employees, including the FBI. Yep. Additional guidance in complying with the DOJ can be found. Summary of legal authorities. That's the Attorney General. Record keeping. What's that? Because we can't know about that. This is redacted. Redacted. Violent crimes against children section. Acronyms, you guys, in case you wanted to know. CDC, CDR. Call detail record. Ooh, wait a second. Hold up. Call detail record. Hold up. Watch this. Right here. Periodically, the cast unit will canvass. Okay, the canvas needs, including successfully attending, blah, 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 blah. Where does it say that they went through that? I mean, do you think they went through, you have Bethany's phone, you have Dylan's phone, you have all 4 victims, then you have the boyfriends of anybody, the neighbors or friends of people they were hanging out with. Do you think that they went through all of their phones? Like, do you know how much data that is? Shit, man. It's a lot of data. okay, would bring a mobile to a homicide. So it's a nonsense to me. No way would he do such a thing with his education. I agree. I completely agree. 100% agree. Like that would be 101 in his field if he's planning the perfect murder. No, of course not. We insist on being to BK straight up. I thought Kaylee's phone got taken. I have never seen a case where someone is crazy enough to go into a house with 6 or more people in it, a dog harms arm only with a knife. I don't know. You know, I keep on going back to, remember all these criminal profilers were like, listen, the killer is going to go to the candlelit vigil. Like they're going to show up. They could show up, things like that. They like to go back and revisit stuff and blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't go to that. He was in town and he did not go to the candlelit vigil. He didn't go. His phone never pinged again in Moscow. Or are you going to try to say that he went and he just didn't bring his phone? But that's something that's always stuck with me, is that based on the historical data, he never went back to Moscow after that day. Oh my God, Lana, hi. Yeah, just like the killer would have a treasure trove in their car. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe people like, okay, even if you are on the total fence of like, Brian did this, you need to be saying to yourself, damn, that's going to be a huge hurdle for the prosecution to get over. Like, this car should be lit up like Christmas, like a Christmas tree. And there ain't nothing. The other thing, guys, is parking over there is a bitch. Like, minus the fact that King house had like a ton of area to like park if you pulled up behind somebody. But parking, I mean, in the street, there's no spots available at that late at night. You guys know what it was like in college. Like, if you didn't come home at a certain time on your street, that especially if you like, even if like you live in the city now and you're not in college. But I remember when I was in school, we would be like, oh, hell no, I'm not moving my car because I'm not losing my parking spot. Like, I'm right next to my house. Like, I'm not moving. And then I was like, I'm just going to buy a parking pass for like the lot right across from my house. Because I was like, fuck this, I'll just pay the $40 a month. But there's no parking. So where did he really pull up and like do all, like when he pulled up to go park his car? Where do you think he did? Where do you think he pulled up to? He just left his flashers on, went in there, came right out in 8 minutes, with his flashers on. There's if you canvass that, you would know that as the killer, that there'd be nowhere to park. How do you know he was never in Moscow again for that? That's what they said in the probable cause. They said Brian has never pinged. He's never gone back. That's what they said. Oh, it's in this probable shit. You don't even have one eyewitness that's ever said that I've seen Brian Kober in Moscow, like eating somewhere. I'm just saying, if I'm casing the place, I'm casing the joint, I'm gonna be like, fuck, where am I supposed to put my car? That person has a camera. That person has a camera. I probably have to park somewhere else and like just walk and then like walk out of the house. You would just know that you couldn't park anywhere. And I know that you can't say to the jury, Listen, my client's really smart. He would never kill to go kill people. Okay, you're not gonna be able to say that. But I think you could probably use his education to say like that. There's also no signs of where's this like premeditation that they were expecting to see in the apartment, like basically a map up on the wall of like, all the pictures of the victims, little string hanging down, you know, um, to each person, and like they wanted all this like what shows that this was premeditated? What evidence do you think was at the scene that this is premeditated? Versus like, I don't know, somebody just taking a bunch of steroids and being like, raging out and getting into it with one person and realizing, holy shit, these other people saw it, so I had to kill them. Logistics. I'm all about logistics. His DNA was on the sheath. Logistics. Wait till you hear of the brutality of the victims more than one. Yeah, that's gonna take some time. So he's gonna take his own phone, but shut it off, but then turn it back on. He's gonna take his own car, own phone. He's going to circle that motherfucker, like just like he was like, undercover cop. He's gonna leave a sheath. He's no ties the victims that we know of. I'm gonna stalk people, but why would I stalk all four versus all six versus why not just one? Why wouldn't you isolate somebody if you were obsessed with them? I could kind of see this, that if when you went upstairs, you realized that somebody wasn't in their room and they were actually in a room of somebody else, that you weren't expecting that. Scott Roeder said it best. He said, "Man, if I could just see that crime scene, I would know." He was like, he would know everything that happened. The crime scene photos would tell us, like, would paint the whole story of I believe the order of the killings and where maybe these victims were when they were first attacked to where they were when they were, their final resting position. I think the Carfax is going to come into play. I think they're going to be able to show that Brian Kohlberger just racked up miles on his car because he would go driving all the time. So I don't think the defense is going to have any issues with showing that Brian Kohlberger went driving at nighttime and took routes all through the area. The miles that he put on his car over that period of time is extensive. It backs that up. So I think that that's going to help them with that. I'm torn if I'm part of the family. I really am. Because if I think that Brian Kohlberger did it, okay, but yet I look at everything and I'm like, he has a chance literally to go free, because what if he did plant the sheep there on purpose to just leave minuscule, to be able to know that what they would go through some whacked out measures to come get him. And therefore, like, he's going to take that big of a gamble. But what if the sheep doesn't get thrown out? I don't buy that though. I don't. That's a pretty big gamble. Like big. I could see that if he left her phone at home and his alibi was that he was going to be sleeping. And then if Brian was framed, I don't believe that Brian was framed because they just picked a name out of a hat to frame. In my opinion, if Brian was framed, it's because he knew of something that was going on. Like, something else. And there is such a thing as taking out two problems with one stone. So I don't know. But I don't believe that Brian was just picked out of a hat. And so if that's the case, if you go down that path, then you would have to look at what's going on in Moscow, Idaho, or like Pullman. And I had somebody email me, and they wanted me to look into $4.5 billion in small business loans that went out during COVID that Times did a magazine report, and said that $4.5 billion was fraud by people creating LLCs for small businesses and getting, the COVID money. And it got me just to thinking if those kids, if anybody was doing that type of stuff over there on campuses. Because something that I saw that was going on back then is people were spreading the word, oh, hey, this is what I went ahead and did, and look I got a $10,000 check. And then they told their friend that. So I'll take a look at that. Somebody sent that to me. But do I believe that Brian was ever really interested in financial crimes? No, I don't think that was something that he would be like, hey, this is what oh my God, look at what I uncovered. I think something that Brian would be interested in would be not that route. But again, that's just me. Kelly Flanagan. Girl, thank you. Wow. I just came on here to literally, I was going to read this whole FBI stuff. I was like, you know what? I'll just go live and look at a couple different, key things with this cast. And then I was just going to call it a night. So I just was planning on coming on here for less than an hour. Figured I'd show you guys while I was reading. That was very, very kind, Kelly. Thank you very, very much. That was very generous. Appreciate that. Cheers. Kudos to you, Kelly. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. Did you have pink hair? You a badass just like, what's her name? Vargas. You guys are going to love the second part of this interview. Love it. Lana Banana. Keep it simp. What a name. Jeez. Yes. Because at the end of Vargas's interview, she talks about how she's not afraid of anybody. And no, she's not scared that somebody's going to come after her and stuff like that. Thank you, Dawn. Super Sicker. Dawn Mella, what's up? William, Good job, Lana. Good job, William. Eddie. Member for a month. Welcome, welcome. You get to use those like each month. You get like a free super chat. Hope you're doing well, William. And again, thank you, Dawn. Yeah, so at the end of that interview, she talks about how she's not afraid of anybody, and she's not afraid of, like, somebody, if she was to like help the law, the law enforcement officials put somebody away, that she doesn't think they're going to come after her, or something like that. And I said, fucking wow, plot twist. Gabby never thought the FBI would come knocking on her door, but she said that you guys need to see this part of it. It just brings it all to me, like, together, like, yeah, no, I'm not afraid of that. And that no one's gonna be able to affect her in any type of way, that she will not continue on this path of with her life and what she does. And then to hear that interview now and to see just what happened with the FBI, it really, it was just, wow. You're welcome. You're doing an incredible job. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Daytime, it was already scheduled. Take a look at that one. His dad was flying out that was like a thing for him to drive back. That car is immaculate every time he gets pulled over, and in October, and then again when he got pulled over with his dad. I mean, the outside had salt all over it and stuff like that because they drove across country. But you guys, that was not the murder mobile. Okay, if that was the murder mobile, it'd be lit up. I'm telling you, in that inside, I'm telling you, you're gonna have expert witness get on the stand, like someone like a Scott Roeder, and talk about that. And to me, that's just like, as on the jury, like, I would have such a hard time getting past that. Such a hard time getting past that. Yeah, I don't think the alibi is bad at all, especially if that's a routine for him. I think what kind of shows more is anybody from that area, like me, after getting all these body cams and looking, and if I was to like do anything in that area, I would know, like, hey, we can't do anything over in that area until at least these kids are still up at 3:00. So if you're really canvassing the area and like paying attention to people's patterns, there's no way in hell you're thinking that you're going to go and commit a crime like that at 2 or even 3:00. It's still jumping. These kids are awake. Like, that was known as the party house. That house, the house that was at the end. I just think that it's just pretty risky. Banfield, where was that? Sorry. Banfield was the best. She said he had one bedroom locked in apartment, gives her shivers. She said, here, lady, I'm going to give you shivers with this twisted tea on the side of your nose. What? Leave my girl Banfield alone. Well, enjoy your day off, Boston. Love you, Boston. Boston it is. All right, yeah, but run this beginning back, and you guys can see all about the cast. I think that's going to be problematic. I appreciate how you are always open with us and allow us to take time to brainstorm together. Oh, there you go. Waiting for cooler weather in Texas so I could sport my TNT hoodie. Yeah. Love our safe space here with the home team. When you get that hoodie rolling, snap a picture and I'll put it on the community page. I'm gonna start selling bras and panties. You guys can start advertising those, and we'll put you guys on the community page. Guys, I'm gonna start giving you guys boxers. You guys can start purchasing boxers. You guys can start taking pictures, and we'll advertise you on the community page. Next thing you know, Leanna's gonna get reported for God knows what. So, no, yeah, you guys are great. Again, much love to y'all. Why can't I see New Orleans ladies' comments? Did I block you? Are you blocked? Oh, wait, there you are. Hi. Crap, I'm home alone this weekend. Anything happens and I won't have an alibi. Love you. I do want to say I'm thinking about getting a hoodie that says about my... do you live here? No, but my roommate does. I think that's the classic right there, like noise complaints. Do you live here? No, but my roommate does. The fuck? Ah, shit. I gotta go back and watch some of my old pre-recorded videos, some of these body cams. These kids are funny. Somebody had a good idea. Send them some truth and transparency gear so that the next time they're on body cam, they can noise complaint. So, all right, guys, until next time. You could do bloopers. Yes, I could. I just rather, what I think I need to do is I think I need to send the cops in Moscow some pizzas. I think that's on my list. Because trust me, there's only a couple airheads I think there. And that's not fair for the rest of them that actually do their job and work hard. So I think the home team to the transparency should send out some pizzas. So I think that's what we'll do. You weren't blocked, New Orleans lady. Pizzas and TNT merch. I know. Can you imagine if the cops are wearing my gear? Noise complaint. We're here for a noise complaint. MPD will put on it and then the back. Just here for the noise complaint. Now that black hoodies, MPD, and then on the back, we're just here for the noise complaint. Anonymous tips, and we'll point down with the arrow. Make yourself known. All right, again, mods, love you. Members, subscribers, you guys are great. Again, run back to the beginning if you want to see what I was talking about with the cast at the beginning. Until next time, guys, be kind to one another and join me for a Karen Read. I'll have a Karen Read episode this long weekend. I'll have an IDAHO4, and I will have a read in the Daniel Moore, Brian Drake case. We're closing out Jennifer Drake's interview with ISP, the shit that goes down in that part 2 and part 3 of that read. Jennifer Drake admits that her husband drugged her and took photos of her. What? She admits this to Tolson. And he's over there arresting a 63-year-old chiropractor from across the way with no ties. The fuck out of here. Wild shit, man. I don't know what's in Idaho's water, but I promise you, when I go there, I will be buying bottles of water, bottles of Gatorade, and I'm going to ask Ann Taylor if I can sleep on her couch with security. Security. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you all. All right, guys, until next time, keep it real.
Listen, folks, I know there's a history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay? I know there's a history here.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you? All right. Who's responsible here?
What's that?
Who's responsible here? Whose house is this?
Whose house is this?
You haven't been drinking or anything, right?
No.
Okay. Drive careful, okay?
Will do, thank you.
This is what the other group had that ran away.
Oh, really? You just ditched it? Awesome.
Yeah, those ones kept walking in the car.
It's truly for the win.